So the main thing we're doing is we're walking towards this castle, this old ruined castle. Ruperra Castle it's called. But on the way, we've come to this hill fort. I'll probably show you on Commute. Yeah, we just thought we'd come up here and see what it's like. And it's an old hill fort. It used to be like a settlement in the Iron Ages, then turned into some sort of like medieval village, and then a tower, and then it ended up being some sort of summer house. But right now all it is a circular wall on top of a hill. It's very anticlimactic when you come up here. Yeah, so we're going to go down to Ruperra Castle. Coming up on the driveway to it, and this gate is here. I don't know how long this gate's been here for. Private driveway. There's the castle. I'm gonna try find a way in or get a bit closer, so I'm just gonna go around the outside. So this is the public footpath. I'm gonna be following this wall, hopefully all the way around, and see if I can sneak in over a wall or a fence when no one's looking and try and get some close-ups. Hole in the wall and they've covered it up. Got some barbed wire there. They really don't want anyone coming in anymore. There it is. So I'll keep walking around, see if I can find something. It's such a shame how such a beautiful ruined castle is on private property, private land. How can you own that? It's such a shame. It's so beautiful. We thought I'd get in, and I don't think any of these gates were here. So close but so far. Drove an hour to get here, hiked an hour to get here, and I can't even get close enough to film it. But it looks amazing at a distance. Glad I did it, and I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that I'm not going to be able to get in somewhere. At the end of the day, these are adventures. Yeah, heyo. See what else I can find then. So here's the information board for the area, and if you look down here, this is the fort that we were at, and then we walked down there, down the hill, and walked around. If you have a look at it, it looks completely different there than what it was when we went down there. That looks like you could have just walked straight onto it, walked straight up to the castle, and it looks so pretty. So we're going to be exploring the whole area around here. Closed quarry, can't really see anything here. So we're going to be going further up. It's a bit of a shame about the castle, but going to these places isn't always so straightforward. Privately owned, I mean, that's just a shame. Thought we could at least try and get in there, but everything's properly closed up. So yeah, we'll just keep walking around, try and find something else. What I'm doing now, this is going to be the new series I'm doing. I'm going to be calling it Wild Wales. When I'm not doing long hikes or through hikes or trails or whatever, I'm going to be doing weekend day trips to Wales. Just little exploration, little adventures, and just getting out of nature and getting fit. It's a win-win. So not long past the quarry, come up on this. Clearly used to be a building on there. They're the foundations. Is that a wooden post? Really old structure, made out of wood. Maybe a little barn or something. And then there's another building here. Two-story main door. Anyway, see what else we can find. Absolutely love forests like this. Just look at that. And even in the winter, the ground is dry. Actually, it looks like people already know about it. There's broken glass and rubbish, and burnt out barrel, beer cans, roof tiles. That's a shame. The idea for this was a series I'm going to call Wild Wales. There's all different kinds of things that you can see in Wales, from like castles and ruins, lakes, waterfalls. A lot of these places might be on private property. So for instance, this trip was going to go and see a castle which has now been bought, which is a bit of a shame. I really wanted to explore it. and see what it looks like from the inside. Then there was this quarry, and that was all completely shut down and closed and gated off. It's just a really good opportunity to get out on the weekends and get into nature and see things you don't see every day. And if you can get into the castle and have a look around and imagine what it used to look like, go down underground maybe to a dungeon. I love stuff like that. And there's like secret beaches, old factories, and I just want to go and explore them if I'm not going on long weekend hikes or through hikes. And even though it's like winter and it's January, it's actually not too cold because it is winter and the ground is wet and soft and muddy. I did slip a couple of times, didn't land on my ass, which is a good thing. And honestly, this isn't an advertisement. I haven't been told to do this or anything like that. But if you hadn't already watched it, I'll put a link up above. But I did the Cotswold Way, and I wore boots for the first day and a half, and they absolutely ruined my feet, completely ruined the trip, and I had to go home and recover. And what I did was I went out and bought Altra Lone Peak 4s. Probably the best footwear I've ever bought. They keep your feet nice and cool because they're so thin. That's the tread on them, and that's why, yeah, I slipped a couple of times, but that's just loose ground. But they cling to rocks and roots. They are quite expensive, so I think they cost around definitely over 100 quid, maybe 120 quid. But that's probably the only negative about me. If you've got the money and you're thinking about trainers or boots or what trainers to get, if you're in that boat and you're not too sure, take it from me, trainers are 10 times better than boots. These trainers, they've got a big foot pad at the front of the trainer. But that is wider than boots and any trainer you can get. And they've designed that on purpose so that, because obviously when you're hiking, your feet, they expand. You might have an extra pair of socks on. It's basically just to keep that area big enough to compensate for all those things so you don't get hot spots. Also, when your foot hits the ground, foot actually spreads out a little bit when you put it down. That accompanies that too. So it's got extra space on the sides of the trainers to let your toes spread out a little bit. They're light, amazing tread, they dry super quick. Like, my feet got wet today and they're already bone dry, and I've sat down for about 10 minutes. And the materials are so thin and so light that honestly the top of the trainer feels, it's like you're not even wearing trainers apart from where the laces are tied. And to top it all off, they look amazing. I hope you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. I'll try and do bigger, better videos in the future for Wild Wales series. Find amazing locations, maybe hopefully locations that you can actually get up to and go inside. But this is the first video, trial and error. Look out for the next one.